Hello, my name is Thomas Campbell. I'm the owner of Pitmaster Essentials. Welcome to my kitchen. I wanted to take a minute because I've noticed I've had several new subscribers over the past couple weeks, and so if you're new, I want to thank you for subscribing and thank you for watching my videos, and if you've been around for a while, I want to thank you guys as well. I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you. So today I wanted to fire up my 22.5-inch Weber Smokey Mountain, and I'm going to be smoking some St. Louis ribs. These are just prairie fresh natural ribs that I got from my local Walmart. Nothing special about them. They do have some really good marbling, so they're going to make really good ribs. So I'm excited to get those on the smoker. And I'm going simple today, so I'm going to use Butcher Barbecue Wild Cherry seasoning. And I'm going to pair this with cherry wood, so I'm going to have like a double cherry St. Louis rib, I guess you could say. So with that being said, give me a few minutes. I'll bring you in a little closer and I'll show you how to season them. Okay, so we have the ribs out of the packaging. So you just need to grab a couple paper towels and then just dry them off a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. Be sure to hang on to your paper towels. We'll use those here in a second. So whenever it comes to trim, anything that's hanging off, kind of like this, just take that off. Okay, so we have some pieces over here that are hanging. This is probably going to burn up in the cook. So what I like to do is try and find the bone. So the bone's right there, and then just kind of square it up like that. And don't throw these away. Hang on to that because that's going to be a Pitmaster treat about halfway through the cook. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Just rounded off the corner here a little bit. And this piece right here, this is part of the diaphragm. Looks like the butcher did a pretty good job of trimming it down, but I like to trim it off as well. Because again, you hang on to these can be Pitmaster treats about halfway through the cook or so. But any small pieces like that, just trim them off. The other side looks pretty good. Sometimes you got a spot over here you need to trim down, but that actually looks really good. As far as the other fat that's on here, you can trim down the fat like some of these bigger pieces, but I usually just leave it alone. So I'm going to grab my other one here and trim him real quick. So again, down here, the butcher actually did really good. Usually there's a small bone on this side here that you got to cut off, but it actually looks really good. I'm going to spin it around here because I'm going to take off the end of it here. There's a little bit of something right there. Round it off here a little bit. So then we're coming back to this side. So again, I just try and find where the bone is, because there's a smaller bone right here. So I'm going to take off about this much. So again, hang on to this. Another Pitmaster treat. I'll round off the corners here. Okay, so this rib has a little bit thicker diaphragm. So we're just going to take this guy off. And some Pitmasters will leave those on. You're more than welcome to leave them on there. I personally like to take them off. So this one here has a little bit more fat down here, so I'm actually going to take off some of this fat. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take off the membrane. So you can leave the membrane on, that's perfectly fine. You can score the membrane. I like to take them off. So what I do is I just get a butter knife and I come down to the second or third rib. So I'm going to go on the second rib on this guy. And there's two layers of membrane, and you want to try and get on the top one. I don't know if I can get it on the camera here, but there's a small membrane underneath, and then this is the membrane that I want to take off. And you use the butter knife to get it started. Just kind of lift it up a little bit, get your fingers underneath it. And then once you have it started, just grab one of your paper towels. And then get underneath it with the paper towel and just kind of pull up. And sometimes you can get it all off in one piece, and then other times you get a small little piece like that. Come back with my butter knife here. Then grab the paper towel. Okay, so we got the majority of the membrane off of there. There's a little bit here, but I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, so then we're going to grab our Butcher Barbecue Wild Cherry Seasoning. This is an amazing rub. I love using it. And we're just going to kind of go high on it and dust the ribs as even as you can. And you want to press that rub into the ribs. All right, so we're going to flip the other side over. Okay, so whenever I do my presentation side, I go a little heavier, and then I press my rub into my ribs. I don't rub my rub. Okay, so now we have seasoned the ribs. So I'm going to put these in the refrigerator for about 15 or 20 minutes while the Weber Smokey Mountain warms up, and I'll bring you back whenever it's time to put them on the pit. Okay folks, and welcome to the pit. The ribs have been resting for about a half an hour or 45 minutes now while the Weber Smokey Mountain's coming up to temperature. Hopefully you can see these on camera. See if I can hold it up here a little bit, but they are just wet. You can actually see that one right there is just dripping wet. They smell incredible. This Butcher Barbecue cherry rub is fantastic, so I can't wait to get these on the pit and get them smoking. Weber Smokey Mountain is up to, looks like about 220, 225 at the dome. Ambient temperature outside is about 45 degrees, and it's partly cloudy. Looks like the sun might pop out here in a few minutes. So let's get these on here and get them cooking. Also, I'm using B&B competition briquettes. I have the minion method set up. And I'm using 3 chunks of cherry wood. Grab a temp probe. So it looks like the internal temperature is about 52 degrees. So I'm going to close this up and we're going to let them cook. So we'll give it about an hour and I'll bring you back at that point and we'll take a look at them and see how they're doing. Okay folks, and welcome back. It's been just a little over an hour. Weber Smokey Mountain, once you get them dialed in, they are rock solid. We are hanging out right at about 225. Internal temp is 147.4. Let's take a look and see how they're looking. So I decided to move my probe from the one on the right over to the left here, so I did move that off camera. So let's take a look and just see how we're doing here. So that one there is about 134, 135, 135.5. So he's a little bit cooler, but that one's a little thicker, but that's okay. So we're going to close it up and just let it continue to do its thing, and I'll bring you back here in about another hour. All right folks, and welcome back. So it's been about 2 hours and Weber Smokey Mountain is rocking and rolling. We're at about, looks like about 240 at the dome. Internal temp is at 164.9. So let's take a look at them and see how they're looking. All right, those are looking really nice. Seasoning is tacked up. This guy here is at 165, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap them. So I will meet you in the kitchen. Okay, and welcome back to the kitchen. So this is kind of my setup here. I like to add layers of flavor. So what I'm going to be using is a little bit of sugar in the raw. Feel free to use brown sugar. I have a stick and a half of just salted butter. I'm going to add a little bit more wild cherry seasoning. I'm going to use Jack Daniel's original barbecue sauce, a little bit of Head Country apple habanero for a little bit of a kick on the back end. some agave in the raw, but feel free to use honey if you like, and then just some apple juice. So the first thing I like to do is take my sugar in the raw, just kind of spread out a layer, kind of like that. And then I like to take some butter, put down about 4 pats of butter there. Take a little bit of cherry seasoning, a little bit of Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce, a little agave in the raw. I put on probably, I don't measure, I put on probably 2 ounces of Jack Daniel's, and probably the same for the agave in the raw. I just kind of go back and forth in a little zigzag pattern like that. So now we're going to grab our ribs. So what I like to do is I like to put the bones up, meat down, like that. So I'm going to take a little bit more butter, put 4 pats on the bottom, so let's put 2 or 3 more here on top. And then what I do is I just repeat the process. So a little bit of sugar in the raw, a little bit of Butcher Barbecue wild cherry rub, a little bit of barbecue sauce, and then some agave in the raw. My final touch here, I'm going to put on a little bit of Head Country apple habanero. I really like this. It's not too hot and it's not like overwhelming, I guess, but you don't want to put on too much because you don't want to take away flavor from the rest of it. So, but just, you know, just drizzle it on about like that. And that's all we're going to do. Okay, so now I'm going to wrap these up. I'm going to spin this around for the camera. So I left this opening here. So I'm going to take just a little cup. This is 2 ounces. And I'm going to put a little bit of apple juice in there. Okay, so I have my 2 ounces of apple juice. So I'm just going to pour it down in there, just like that. So whenever I do ribs, I like to have them a little fruity. So then you just want to make sure they're nice and tight. Okay, so I got all those wrapped. So whenever you go to do this, you want to make sure that you wrap in 2 layers of aluminum foil. If you only layer in 1, then one of your bones could potentially put a hole in the aluminum, and then all of your seasoning will spill out. So I'm going to pause this now, and I'm going to wrap the other one up, and I'll be back here in just a minute. All right, folks, and welcome back to the pit. So we have the ribs wrapped up and ready to go. Got all the goodness in there. So now it's time to get them back on the pit. All right, we're going to put our temp probe back in there so we can keep an eye on temperatures. Okay, so we got the temp probe in. Looks like they cooled off a little bit. We're at 126.2. So we're going to close it up and let the Weber Smokey Mountain do its thing. And then I'll bring you back here in about a half an hour to an hour. All right, folks, and welcome back to the kitchen. I decided to just pull them off the smoker. I let them go until they were about 202, 203 degrees. and put them in the cooler, and they've been resting for about an hour and a half or so. Total cook time was about 3 hours. Got one right over here. Why don't you take a look at it? Let's see how we did. Oh man, it smells amazing. All that juice. Folks, if you could smell this, it's amazing. That's all I can say. Okay, so we got the rib out on the cutting board. We got some barbecue sauce. Just gonna spread it across here. Slice into it, see how we did. And there's my rib right there. Got some smoke, barbecue, nice glaze on it. Beautiful mahogany color. I can't wait to get into it. All right, here we go. Let's see how we did. Wow. Look at the bite. All the way to the bone. Perfectly cooked. That is a phenomenal rib. Between the butcher barbecue, wild cherry seasoning, all the goodies that I put in the wrap, the apple juice, the apple habanero, has a very slight little bite on the back end, but oh my gosh, that is a phenomenal rib. So I thank you for watching the video this far. Please give this a try. Also, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. I love making this content, so if you have any suggestions, please feel free to drop comments in the comment section below on what you'd like to see next. Until then, remember, Pitmaster Essentials is where flavor meets smoke, and I'll see you in the next one.